So as you may have heard, there's a new law on the books here in Maine that just passed through the state legislature that allows Maine senior citizens to freeze their property taxes. But it doesn't necessarily apply to everyone. Is it going to apply to you? Stick around, we're going to get into that today. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It is Central Maine's realtor, Nick Isgro with eXp Realty. And as I just stated at the beginning, we are gonna just cover a down and dirty recap of the new law that is gone into effect here in the state of Maine that's going to allow some senior citizens to freeze their property taxes, which is great news for a lot of people here in the state. Now, before I do that, I do want to welcome you here to the channel. First off, if you are out there, you're looking to buy, you're looking to sell, you just want someone to get in touch with you and give you a little bit of guidance on the real estate process here in the state of Maine, go ahead, reach out to me. All of my contact information is linked below on this particular post, so please feel free to reach out to me in any way that is most convenient for you. I promise to get right back to you. Now on this channel, we do cover all things real estate here in the state of Maine, but particular to the Central Maine market. If that's of interest to you or adds value to your process in the buying and selling of homes, do me a favor, go ahead and like this video, hit subscribe, knock the little alarm bell. You'll be notified every time we put out new content. Now let's jump right into the Maine property tax stabilization program. So first off, and most importantly, who does it apply to? Because that seems to be one of the most common questions that I'm getting out there, and it is any Maine resident who's a homeowner who is 65 years or older, with the caveat that you've lived in the home for 10 years or more. If you've just moved into a home, this isn't really going to apply to you. This is for folks who have been in their homes for 10 years or more and are age 65 and older. The applications are available right now, and the key date to pay attention to is that we have until December 1st to get the application in. And for those of you who are watching this video, I'm going to put a link directly to the application that you can print out right on the state government website in this post as well. So look down in the post. I'll probably also drop it in the comments when I get a chance, once the video is up. So you can have a direct link to that if this does apply to you and you want to put that application in, but December 1st. Now, if you miss it this year, you don't get to it, it comes to the end of the year and you're like, I should have put that in, or maybe this just isn't the year for you. Maybe you've been in the house 8 or 9 years and you're waiting. It's going to be on an annual basis. So every year you'll have the opportunity to apply once again for this program that you can do on an annual basis to freeze the property taxes where they are. One of the big questions is, how is this going to get paid for? Because it would seem, since property taxes are collected by the municipal government and go to fund the municipal services, and it's basically paid for by other property taxpayers in the town or the municipality that you live in, that they would end up paying more. That is not the case with this. The state of Maine has decided to set aside funds that they will reimburse all municipalities for 100% of any shortfalls caused by the program. So that means, you know, if you were to pay, let's say your normal tax bill was $1,000, and this year the tax bill was going to go up to $1,100, the town would still get the $1,100. You would, if you got your application in on time and it was approved, you would get the tax bill for $1,000. That's what you would pay. The state would send funds to the municipality for the additional $100. Now, this obviously has caused a little bit of concern for municipalities. One, because they're just worried that folks are not going to get the information on time. Part of the reason I'm making this video here, because people are asking about it but not necessarily sure what direction to go in. But also because, as we know, with the homestead exemption, sometimes the state says they're going to reimburse municipalities, but when they have shortfalls, they cut back on that and end up reimbursing for half. But so far, the legislative body has assured us that's not going to be the case with this program. They plan to fully fund this going forward. Now, they have set aside really only about just shy of $400,000 for this year. It is anticipated that the costs over the next several years for the state will go up to about 5 to then maybe 7 up to $11 million. Not really a ton of money when you consider the overall state budget, but just something that they're going to have to pay attention to in the future. Now, how many Mainers does this affect? Well, according to Census Bureau data, a little bit more than 238,000 Mainers are age 65 or older. How many of those people have lived in their particular home for 10 plus years? That is the number that we're going to be watching, and that's the number that's going to really make an impact on how successful the program is or how unsuccessful. Although I guess in a way, if it reaches just 5 people who are able to stay in their homes because they're not going to get taxed out of their homes by runaway municipal budgets, probably it was worth it in the long run. So great news for you taxpayers. I know elderly citizens throughout the state have always had to deal with this, where they've been in these family homes for years, sometimes multi-generations. They end up losing the home simply because they can't pay the tax bill. I find it refreshing that there was a moral decision made by the state that that's just not the way we should be doing business, by taxing people out of their homes. And this is a way for those kinds of people to stay in their homes. So as a recap, remember, if you are 65 years or older, you've been in your house for 10 years or more, get the application in. Again, the application link on the state website is in this post. So go down to the post to get the link, get it filled out, get it filed by December 1st, and you should be set to have your property taxes frozen where they are. That's all for today, guys. Just a quick video on the tax stabilization program. I've been getting a lot of questions about this, and it is fairly simple, fairly basic, but I hope I put a nice recap on it for you here. As always, if you are in the midst of this application process, you have any comments or thoughts on the program or of how you think it's going to go, how you think the rollout went, go ahead, drop a comment below. We'd love to engage with you there. And of course, I appreciate each and every one of you for sticking around to the end of this video. And until the next one, see you next time.